our fourth speaker, our final speaker of this Toastmaster year, is speaking out of pathways, connect with your audience, level 2 of engaging humor. Your project entails presenting an unfamiliar topic to his audience. His intention was to speak about the high points and success of this past Toastmaster year, but he was compelled to speak about some things that impact all of us to one extent or another. His objective is to leave us with tangible suggestions on how we may handle past experiences that can help us live happier lives. With his speech titled, Tap It Out, please welcome past club president and distinguished Toastmaster Carmelo Belardo III.
I've always been defined by my childhood experiences. And there were some great times in my childhood. But there was also a lot of trauma, a lot of violence, a lot of drugs. And I'm telling you, my whole life, that defined me. There was shame, there was guilt, always looking to overcome the hill, the speed bump, the hole, the chasm. And sometimes it seemed like it would never happen. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, I was labeled, I was hoodwinked by my own mind because of the way I interpreted my past experiences. Have you labeled yourself this or that? Think about that for a moment. What are the labels that you put on yourself? And how did they get there? What brought you to that conclusion? As you focus on something, you tend to get more of it. Would you agree? If you go to a car dealership and you look at a specific type of car, I guarantee you for the next day or two, that's all you're going to see on the road. Because where attention goes, energy flows. It's okay to ask for help. Some of us men in the room may think asking for help is weakness. I believe asking for help is strength. And I'm not ashamed to ask for help. Joseph Murphy, Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill. We've read all the books, right? We've listened to all the audios, the motivation. Alex spoke of it wonderfully. And it helps, but a lot of times it's on the surface. Do you actually believe those words? Or do you actually believe the label that you put on yourself? My goal was to overcome what my beliefs about myself were, only I didn't even know that I had those beliefs. In 2002, well, let's go back a little bit further. I think it's the 80s. I think it was Shirley MacLaine, the great actress who spoke about chakras. Anybody remember chakras? Chakras? Acupressure points?
Yeah.
Acupuncture. How many of you believe in acupuncture? That's less than half the room, okay? We have a really emphatic person over there, and I'm glad she's here to hear this speech. How many of you think acupuncture is like some weird thing? Sticking needles into somebody. We have at least one honest person in the room, thank you. How many people are afraid to fly on an airplane? How afraid are you to fly on an airplane? Statistics show you're safer up in the air, 40,000 feet, than you are on the ground. Whether you're walking in a car, bicycle riding, or even walking in your house. You're safer in an airplane, statistically speaking. So what are you afraid of? It's your belief of what might happen. Worry. Worry. Do you worry? Do you worry? Who worries? 98% of the time, it's never going to happen. So worry is a waste of time. All illness, disease, pain, suffering, it's caused by stress, stress on the body. Where does the stress come from? Most of the time it comes from inside us. 2002, by chance, I came across something called EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique. Who knows what EFT is? Look at that. Wow, this is great. Do you ever hear the phrase, when the student is ready, the teacher appears? Who's first time here today? First time. This is your lucky day. You were meant to hear this, so pay attention. And if you don't remember everything, don't worry, it's going to be on YouTube later. Emotional Freedom Technique kind of blew me away because I was looking for something different. I've always been looking for something. And I actually drew an outline of the body. I put all the points. It's the head, above the eye, next to the eye, on the temple, under the eye, below the nose, the chin, below the collarbone, under the arm, and the wrist. And I did it, and I did it, and I did it. I didn't get any results. Stick a needle in me, nothing happened. But I didn't disbelieve what it was. So many times you see things, and it's unbelievable. And whether you don't believe it or not, it doesn't really matter. It does not make it untrue. Throughout my life, there's been a cycle of success, cycle of elation, and then self-sabotage, or even a Cat 5 hurricane. That's what used to happen in my house. Everything was great, everything was beautiful, and then a hurricane came, and everything was destroyed. And that cycle followed me throughout my life. And I realized it. How could I change that cycle? A few years later, EFT popped up again. What do you know? I said, let me give this another try. I started tapping, started doing saying all the words. No results. Recently, I came across a slightly different version of tapping. There's a gentleman who's named Robert G. Smith. And he started with NLP, EFT, and actually created a different version of EFT called Faster EFT. There's a YouTube channel called Limbic Retraining Neuroplastic Changes Faster EFT. Finally, I found something that's giving me results. And it's still tapping. It's still belief. Only it's memory flipping. Anybody have bad memories? Who had a perfect childhood? There's one person out there. After your childhood, did something bad happen? Maybe? Possibly? Something terrible? Did you go to war? Did you live in a war zone in your neighborhood? Bad things happen. Bad things do not define you. You could flip those memories. There's a way to do it. You tap the bad memory, and you release and let it go. You release and let it go, and then you flip it to a great memory. Close your eyes. Think of something great. That's what makes you. This is a Toastmaster.